Today, we're ranking all of the Dragon Ball Z sagas. Doto!
Nano, it's finally time. Big episode today.
Massive episode, man. So
extraordinarily huge episode.
The idea here, if in case you are new to Key Moments, we are doing a Dragon Ball Z rewatch, but we're currently in the middle of the Saiyan saga. So what if we rank all of the sagas now and see where they line up and see if we actually still view it that way when we're done watching Dragon Ball Z from a more modern eye. So
it also just gives us a little break in the filler. Let's not pretend that the Saiyan we're in the drudge of the Saiyan
about
saga.
to get back to the good stuff. I just know it.
We're on the path. We're on the path. It particularly Snake Way.
I was about to say, I was like, is this a Snake Way pun? Is this a Snake Way joke somewhere? Like,
yeah, no, we're struggling through here.
Now, the tier list that we're looking at here actually has Raditz Saga, which we through the podcast, which you should be watching and listening.
Yeah, finished.
We actually watched that portion and then realized that they do typically granularly break up Saiyan. Like, to me, as a child growing up, Saiyan Saga was from very first episode until the time like Vegeta is defeated and we're going off to Namek. But in this case, we've got Raditz Saga split out from the Vegeta Saga. So it's not just the Saiyan Saga generalized. The Saiyan Saga is now split out into Raditz Saga and Vegeta Saga. And I will say, well, this is a podcast.
I don't even want to say as a kid, bro. I gotta cut you off because even as an adult, to me, when I think of Dragon Ball Z, for the sake of this tier list, we're gonna get into the nitty gritty, all the fan stuff. But to me, as an adult, it is Saiyan Saga, Frieza Saga, Cell Saga, Majin Buu Saga. That's the whole story.
100%. Yeah. I actually just made a sort of theory-esque video for Legends because I went back and I looked through Dragon Ball Legends releases this year, and somehow, even with as much tournament power they've done and a lot of super they've done, they still managed to have hit 3 of the 4 Z sagas. We've had releases for Frieza Saga, Cell Saga, and Buu Saga, but somehow nothing from Saiyan Saga. And I, in there, just quickly said, like, I think the typical outline for most Dragon Ball Z enjoyers is that we view it as 4 sagas, not so much this super granular, which today we're getting super granular because we're having some fun with it. But I think the most people, like you just said, just view it as four main arcs, 4 main sagas. I will encourage, by the way, if you are an audio listener, we will obviously, this is perfectly fine to enjoy as just a general podcast, but there will be a visual element if you want to come check it out and watch the actual tier list happening on screen as we're putting everything where it's going over there on YouTube. And another plug to our podcast, to our Patreon, where you can become a key member, watch all the bonus content, exclusive podcasts only available over there, exclusive DotoDoya actual YouTube videos only over there, and our reactions to the episodes of Dragon Ball Z available over there.
Plugs, dude. So many plugs.
But there's so much to offer over on the Patreon. So go become a key member over at patreon.com/keymoments. And enjoy it. And at this point, it's actually even more high value. For those of you that joined on day one, we appreciate you, but there wasn't even nearly as much content as there is now available over on the Patreon. So I'm just throwing it out there. It's like I think there's a lot going on over there. So anyway, Doto, we've got the Raditz Saga.
Ooh,
now I feel like I know where you're wanting to put this one.
This one's a real easy one for me. I'm not gonna lie, Nano. Maybe we can disagree on this. Also, my mic stand has been dropping. Just for the audio listeners, if you hear a thud, video watchers, you might see anything stalling. This is an easy ass.
It's a problem for some people, but you can get that fixed pretty easily. So where are we wanting to put Raditz Saga? I don't know. Easy
S, Nano. For me, this is easy S. So, if you're breaking it down granularly, this isn't even a competition. this granular, there honestly is not even a competition. Normally, I would just interweave, Raditz into the Saiyan Saga, but Raditz on his own does so much for the rest of this story. All the other categories that come after this should thank Raditz for what he did.
Bro is on his like
the glazing is incredible.
This is crazy. Okay, so
but he does. I mean, it's true though.
I was gonna say, so as someone who has never really went back and watched the Raditz Saga, like when I would go back and rewatch Saiyan Saga, I would want to just start when the Saiyans get there, right? Like Nappa and Vegeta. So No offense, by the way, Doto. No offense.
Nah,
no offense.
hater, but whatever. Go ahead.
But now that you and I have done this rewatch, and I've now seen the Raditz saga, more recently, I will give you this. This is probably as in what is it, 7 episodes total? It is perfect.
It's literally flawless.
They were in their bag for this particular, like, to start the show off. They said, we know what we're doing.
That's the thing, Nano. That's the thing is, I totally get it. You're going to hear me talk a lot about Raditz today, a lot of glazing Raditz today. And I do that pretty much every day. It's a hobby of mine. But as a kid, I also totally considered starting Z when Vegeta and Nappa started fighting everybody, right? It's natural. But there is no that without Raditz really came into a Dragon Ball world. But he just rewrote everything. If you're a fan of Z, you're a fan of Raditz. I think that's just the moral of the story here. I will always commend the writer's ability. They took Dragon Ball and just said, I mean, how, bro? How did they even pull it off? Can I glaze even harder here? Any other series, Nano, they took a well-established hero, a well-established villain, a well-established world, and then a fucking alien drops in and says, hey, main character, you're actually an alien called a Saiyan. I am too. I'm your brother. Also, that guy that you've been fighting this whole time that you're afraid of, he's weak. You're weak. You're all actually the weakest things in this universe. I'll 1v2 you. You're going to have to work together for the first time ever. Oh, and now that I'm dying, guess what? I'm the weakest Saiyan. And there's 2 more strong ones on the way. You guys are toast. It's like, damn, bro. The whole series just got put on its head like that by one guy. And I think it's a writing feat.
All this with what you're saying, all it says to me,
go ahead.
And this is modern Dragon Ball brain rot for some people, is that Raditz needs to make a comeback at some point. That's all I hear.
I believe, I honestly want Raditz to make a comeback, because I think you could do why has he not made a comeback? Bardock has gotten I wouldn't say Bardock necessarily came back, but he's been more interwoven into the modern Dragon Ball story. I still, to this day, now we're spinning the podcast off fan theory time. Why has Frieza not revived Raditz and worked him into his army like he tried to do with Broly? If you want to talk about just the familial bonds, blood, literally and the Saiyans talk about that a lot. Vegeta was strong because he's the Prince of Saiyans. He was the strongest natural Saiyan. Broly was born with a high natural stat. Why are we not getting the guy that bodied you brother, bro? Like his older brother. He's got older brother strength.
Who theoretically has been, he's probably been training, right? In hell. Like he's definitely been training.
I don't even know if the writers want to take it that far. I think Raditz probably doesn't even have a body.
Take it that far. I had this discussion with one of my friends, in college. I remember we talked about this, but basically why would you not want to do something with Raditz at some point? This was us theorizing a Raditz movie, if they were ever bring movies back. This
Revival of R.
I'm old, okay, so this
fan.
is pre Battle of Gods, okay. This is before Battle of Gods is even a thing.
This was just copium.
Yeah, this was true. This was true copium. This was being a Dragon Ball fan when it was just Kai, and it was the end of the 2000s, right before the 2010s, and we basically thought the series was just completely done. Kind of how we feel right now a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
I know Diamond's coming back, but anyway, Super will never happen. So anyway, it's Goku has this bloodline that is clearly very strong. Why have we not done anything with his brother? I don't that is something that is very interesting to me that they haven't explored, because
that's what I'm saying. I agree.
I know. I know this is what you're saying. I was just trying to piggyback on that.
Crazy.
And yeah, it's crazy. What's even crazier is where I feel like I want to put Vegeta Saga, but how are you feeling on Vegeta Saga?
Bro, you gotta decide, man. You really have to take it. I want you to do the talking. You convince me, because I feel like I know what you're thinking, but you gotta convince me.
So I'm not thinking S. If you're thinking I'm gonna put Vegeta in S.
I thought you were thinking S.
No,
is crazy.
Because here's my argument for this. I'm living, breathing, and eating what is technically the Vegeta Saga right now. And don't get me wrong, there have been some really cool episodes, but also I'll be damned if there haven't been some really, really like snooze fest as well.
Oh, we're letting this infest our minds.
Dude,
this honestly this the filler. It's honestly we have to retake this video at the end. At the end of key moments when we're old, decrepit,
100%.
and we finish Dragon Ball Z, we have to retake this because I wonder which of these sagas has the worst atrocious filler. Because right now, honestly, yes,
I feel like
we're going through it.
You know, and I'm sure if you're listening to this and you've rewatched Z more recently,
I know that Great Saiyaman saga gonna be a killer one. When we get to that in the anime, I know we're gonna fall over dead.
Don't even mention that right now. But yeah, so like right now we're living, breathing, eating the lowest portions, I think, of Vegeta's saga. And even then, there's still always something that you can find about probably any of these sagas, right? Like there's gonna be more episodes like those Gohan episodes that we enjoyed so much. For us was just a few episodes ago. Those were incredible. And I actually enjoyed spending time with Nappa and Vegeta on Planet Arlia. Like those episodes that encapsulate like a full story within themselves and they aren't building to another overall like arching story were definitely a good time. But then you've got episodes where like, I don't know, we see the same shot like 10 times because you're just like, yep, they're trying to fill time. They got to hit 24 minutes. Like, oh, we're recapping something that we just witnessed 5 minutes ago. Like, why is this getting a 5-minute recap right now? So like those are things that are weighing in. But then I also know that from like probably episode 20 and on is just pure gas. Like all the fighting with Nappa and then like the iconic moment between Goku and Vegeta, which I feel like is like the moment that everyone knew, like, okay, Dragon Ball Z is it, you know, like that is the moment. Like as much as I do agree with you that Raditz overall is the substantially better arc from start to finish than the Vegeta saga, in my opinion.
Yes. I think it does do a lot of heavy lifting on the first beam clash. I mean, that was pretty much it, bro. Like,
yeah. So where I want to place it is A. I want to place Vegeta saga in A. Our first.
Well, it's going to be hard for me to kick and scream about that one, Nano. I think you're kind of right. I think it's just a great A.
I think the peak of peak is like some of the best probably Dragon Ball. And I'm super excited to get to that, like in this rewatch. Like that's something I'm like very, very much so anticipating.
It's awesome. It's awesome. They've got a lot of the basic good anime stuff in there. Like it's very hard to not like Goku being told that Kaioken is forbidden, and then he's like, I'm just going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's hard not to think that that's the best fiction could ever be created. And honestly, I wouldn't blame anybody if they said that it was.
But then you've got like episodes that we just watched that are I just feel like it got to be the lowest of the low. Like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing. A lot of these I think are going to go down in our heads over time, but right now, I'm just thinking, like, once we start fighting, surely that's all it's going to be. Maybe some charging, maybe some screaming. But honestly, Dragon Ball Z Meathead take, if that was all filler was, I'd take it, bro. Like, if we got replaced right now, like the Earthlings training, and they just had like 3-minute key charge sequences, I'm biased. I'll still like that, honestly, more than watching entire episodes where launches around, bro. Like, I'm not a fan. Anyway. Are we moving on to the next saga? I think my Saiyan saga takes are just that. Yeah, it's great. It's good stuff. I think A is perfect.
I know that there are people upset that Vegeta saga is an A, but I implore you to rewatch some of the filler. And also, if you are sitting here also judging us because you're like looking at some of these arcs on the screen that we're about to get to, and you're like, man. Or if you're listening and you know some of the arcs we're about to get to, and we're definitely probably going to just like gloss over some of the filler in those because we haven't seen it. And that's kind of the point. That's kind of the point and the purpose of doing this is so that when we can come back like Doto just mentioned, we come back at the end of this rewatch and we're like, okay, wait a second. You know, like,
yeah.
Like,
I think Saiyan Saga fans are going to be like, you're holding the filler against it and nothing else. Maybe like 6 years from now,
Doto, you know what I mean? We're living the same.
6 years from now, maybe we'll come back and we'll give everybody else their, some trash talk. But look, it's still placed A. I think that's
I think I have some arcs in my head that I think are going to probably be S, and I just know this.
You don't want to load it up. You don't want to load it up.
But
like, for example,
well,
okay, about this Namek Saga. Oh, you have something.
I'm just going to throw this out there, particularly Namek Saga, and what I remember of this right here and just the introduction of everyone. I'm feeling a B. What do you think?
You're crazy, man. I was gonna say S.
What?
Bro, I really enjoyed this. Like
Thank God,
even
dude.
when I rewatched it in Kai,
this is gonna be tough, man.
no, let's talk it out. Let's talk it out. Look, this was the survival horror arc of Dragon Ball to me. This was sick. There was not a lot of fighting, but it was like surviving. It was like sneak attacks. It was hit and runs. I really liked it.
You would say that the Namek Saga potentially inspired Dragon Ball The Breakers.
Yes, actually, Dragon Ball The Breakers wants to play and feel how the Namek Saga felt.
Man, you're thinking,
but I will say this is a pinpoint mark where filler could also very much destroy this, because I know they're going to be on them damn ships for a while.
Exactly. That's what I remember of this portion. So okay,
we're not living it right now.
Let's jump ahead just a little bit. I don't necessarily do this every time. Let's jump ahead. Where would you put the Ginyu Saga then? Because if you're saying Namek Saga is an S tier, then where's Ginyu Saga to you?
I was gonna put Ginyu in B.
What?
I was gonna put Ginyu in B.
What? I'm co-hosting a podcast. You say you're a meathead, but then what is this, dude? Humans are your favorite character, and you're telling me the first portion of them traveling to Namek. Sure, yes, we get introduced to Frieza and stuff, but it's like
a survival arc, bro. It was surviving.
No,
it was characters out of their realm. They were hiding. I know the filler probably tears it apart now, but we're not there yet.
When we get into those episodes and we're watching them in a cave talk for 10 minutes, and you're like, wait, why did I want to put this S? I'm gonna be like, exactly.
But Nano, I'm not there yet. And in Kai, they didn't talk that long, bro. They only talked about like survival plans, which I thought was fresh for the series. I thought it was fun.
Dude.
But hearing you talk about it now, I'm getting convinced that I don't want to regret this take too much. I'll meet you in A. I was
about to say, what if we meet in the middle at A with Namek Saga? Because
okay, I could do that.
Because Namek Saga. So for those of you just listening and aren't watching this, I just want to point out Namek Saga is pre-Ginyu. So that's like...
That does not count Ginyu.
That does not count anything with like Ginyu. And in my head, I mean, Captain Ginyu Saga is the entirety of Ginyu Force. So that's Goku showing up for Raccoon. Yes. That's any of the fights with the Ginyu Force. So that is literally just from the end of Vegeta and then letting Vegeta go to basically anything pre-Ginyu, which is like...
But Vegeta has a lot of big moments in the Namek Saga.
Being nice, putting Namek Saga in B.
What? Namek Saga has a lot of big Vegeta moments, actually. Namek Saga is where Vegeta actually gets some rare Vegeta Ws.
I know.
This is the one Vegeta W saga you have.
Whoa!
I mean, where else are we getting Vegeta wins?
Whoa!
Namek Saga should be like one of Vegeta's fans' biggest arcs.
I mean, you are correct.
We get dirty fireworks.
I know, dirty fireworks. I mean, he fights DotoDoya. He fights what is his name?
Zarbon. I think Zarbon dies before Ginyu starts happening, right? Yeah, so that's the Zarbon match 1 and 2, where you get Vegeta gets a run back win. When does Vegeta get a run back win? Every time Vegeta runs it back, he loses.
Yeah, this is all really true.
This is all very true and very base.
I'm leaving it in A, though. I'm leaving it in A.
I agree. Look, honestly, Nato, I don't want to go higher because you scared me. I think Filler's going to eat this arc alive. You actually did.
Yeah, we're not watching
you made
Kai.
A very good point.
We're not watching Kai.
We're not watching Kai. This is going to be probably one of the most brutal arcs, I think. So
do you think?
I think by the end of this, we're going to probably put this in C. Is what I'm afraid of now, because I didn't even think about filler.
So hang on. Before we go forward, what do you think will be like? We're sitting here and again, anyone that's more familiar with remembering all the filler is probably laughing at us, because I actually think Saiyan Saga's filler might end up being something that we look back on fondly and we're like, damn, take us back to that.
Yeah, no.
What do you think will have the worst? Little. What do you think has the worst? Do you think it's Great Saiyan Man?
I do. I think it's going to be. I mean. I guess it depends on what we count, because they have Otherworld Saga in here, and I don't even remember that. So I think it's going to be right after Cell.
Otherworld Saga is actually a lot of fights, because it's just a world tournament.
Yeah, it's a tournament. I think as soon as Cell ends, we are going to be starving. As soon as that is wrapped up, we are going to starve to death until the next tournament begins.
Basically, literally until Babidi starts scheming and gets Spogovich in them to do that. Basically until the world tournament scene of Gohan going Super Saiyan.
No, I will call it right now. our thumbnails, if this series continues, if you guys keep watching, if the key members stay in touch. No, but I really do believe our thumbnails are going to get more and more depressing until we're both making pog faces on a Bobbity thumbnail, which will show how depressing it has really gotten, because who the fuck cares about Bobbity? But I think we'll both be pogging out next to Bobbity on the thumbnail. Like, it's finally getting good.
Save us.
It's finally time.
Your scheme, man. Bring back.
Please,
bring
bro,
back
keep
Boo.
scheming.
All right, so we are landing on Namek Saga in 8. Now, let's get granular here, because I think we should. Do you want to keep Vegeta Saga over Namek Saga? I do.
I absolutely.
I don't foresee Vegeta Saga being taken down as the number 1A arc, but we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so that brings us to Ginyu Saga. Now, you were saying something about C or something?
That's what I was thinking, but now I'm thinking B, bro. Like, come on, it's a solid B rank. Where did you want this?
Dude, I did actually look back pretty fondly on the Ginyu stuff. I don't know why, but I do. But I'm cool with putting it as a collective B between the two of us. Like, I think the other thing too is something for me. I don't know how you are with tier lists, but like, I hate when I get done with the tier list and it's just like a bunch of stuff at the top. Like, it bugs the hell out of me.
I don't want to look. I'm not gonna throw just to make it look like a bell curve, but I definitely, part of my monkey brain does like seeing a bell curve on tier lists. I like B to be the most, and then A and C to be kind of equal, and then the peak and the valley got to be peaks and valleys, bro. I like seeing it nice and even.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I'm cool with Ginyu Saga being B. I mean, it's a fun saga, and I do like Ginyu, and Ginyu's always been one of my like favorite characters to play, because landing his body change is literally one of the most fun things.
He's a great video game character. Yeah, he's a great video game character.
He's awesome.
You can tell if a Dragon Ball game is good if body change actually lets you change bodies.
Hang on, wait, does
that has always been the mark of a good Dragon Ball game.
Is Ginyu in Fighters?
Yes, and he has his body change. It works exactly like how you'd expect.
Does it really?
Yeah, you change bodies with your opponent, and then you get their health, and they get yours.
Damn,
you even
dog,
have an option to hold it to like pierce your heart.
I was about to set you up, bro, because I was like, I couldn't remember if Ginyu was in the game or not, and I was about to be like, hang on, wait, does Fighters have Ginyu, and does he do body change?
Believe me, as I said it, I was like Infinite World. Doesn't Infinite World do that, or what am I thinking of? Infinite World, right? No, not Infinite World. It was Burst Limit. Burst Limit lets you body change.
It does.
That's a good Dragon Ball game right there.
Burst Limit is seriously one of the best. Okay, so
I think it gets an easy B.
I don't think there's much else to really talk about here. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
I think it'll end up being the highest B, though. Ironically, like, I can't think of another arc that we'll say is B that will be better than Ginyu Force.
I can probably agree with that. There definitely are I remember some pretty crazy highs in this arc for sure. And also, this is when Goku comes back, you know?
Yeah, and I don't want people to think I'm hating. Goku styling on these guys, and even the Ginyu Force styling on the humans is pretty sick.
It is, yeah.
But is it the Vegeta saga, though?
No.
Is it the great heights of the survival horror that you definitely agree with in the Namek saga?
Yeah, I definitely 100%. Yeah, it had nothing to do with that, and everything to do with you glazing Vegeta a little bit there for me for a little bit. Be like, yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know what? That's all I'm saying. Vegeta got some wins, so the Vegeta fans love Namek saga. I think Ginyu.
This is where Vegeta gets clapped, right?
Vegeta gets destroyed here, yeah.
Yeah, Vegeta gets absolutely destroyed in this. I don't know why. You know what?
Hey,
D.
That's triggering his Zenkai boost, bro.
So okay, I think there's nothing more to really say here. Ginyu and B. So that brings us to Frieza Saga. Now I know where I specifically want to put this, but
what are you thinking?
I'm thinking S.
Oh, nah, I'm messing with you, bro. I'm thinking S too.
Dude, I was about to say, hang on, wait. Super Saiyan, like,
I'm saying they made this. They stacked Frieza Saga so heavy because not only is it Super Saiyan Nano, we also get like Piccolo gets to throw some hands in a meaningful way.
Yes.
Vegeta gets to throw some hands in a meaningful way. If we're thinking about filler, Kid Gohan beats the shit out of Frieza for a little while here. Do you remember that?
Wait, what form?
Oh my god, he does. It was like third form Frieza. Kid Gohan beats the shit out of him for a little while
I don't remember that.
because he gets like an anger boost.
Oh,
You don't remember this?
Okay, you saying that? Yes. Okay.
He starts wailing on him, which is actually hype. Power scalers will disagree, but he was beating third form Frieza's ass for like a minute.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Dude,
So actually, the filler here might actually even kind of gas it up.
No, I do think that once we are to this portion, once we are past the Ginyu body transformation and Goku's back in his body and we're like starting the actual Frieza stuff, I think this will be one of the best consecutive episode runs that we will see in this entire series, which is why I want to discuss its placement, Doto. And I kind of want to put it above Raditz.
What? You know what?
Here's the thing.
Sure. It has a little more meat on its bones. I'll give it to you for that reason.
So here's the thing. The thing Raditz has going for it is the fact that it is such a short arc that it has almost no filler. It's just straight to the point. It's the start of the series. And I remember like you and I think gave the first episode like very high ratings. It's
good. It's good.
Because it is really good. I 100% agree. It's just like at what point do we let it just kneel down a little bit, because like Frieza Saga does have a lot more episodes. Like Frieza Saga is probably closer to 30 episodes or something. 20 to 30.
It's gonna be I think it might be a lot more than that, honestly. It's probably gonna be, well, actually see, that's the thing is I'm so bad with the passage of time. It feels like 60 with filler, but I don't know.
It's 60 total probably from Namek until the end of Frieza, but it's not like Frieza specifically. Just what this is breaking it down into is definitely probably only like a 20 to 25 episode run, give or take. But I mean, that's a lot more than 6 or 7. Like,
yeah.
But this is where we get Super Saiyan. This is like all the forms of Frieza.
That's where I'll agree with you. Is Raditz's strength is in it does a whole lot in the short amount of time it has, but ultimately, in terms of now that we understand what Z is, it is a very short, simple moment. Great setup, amazing, best setup of all time. But it was setting up a moment like this where we get Super Saiyan, we get a ton of battles, we get a ton of beams. Big charging moments, so yeah, we can go ahead and put Frieza as the peak. Not to spoil the rest. Yes, the peak of S. Do you think anything will pass this for you?
I think there's literally only one thing that could pass this for me, but I don't want to spoil it yet.
Oh, I think I can. I'm picking up what you're putting.
Yeah, there's literally only one. There's only one other saga that I think can top Frieza, but yeah, like Frieza, I do think, at least again in my very partial memory of this moment, like from moment to moment, right? I do think it's gonna be the best. I do, but like there might be one other, and that's about it.
He tried to leave the window open for something to sneak through here. Something I think we all kind of know what.
I think we do. But you know what, Dato? Talking about peaks and valleys, bro. We're at a pretty heavy valley, I think.
What are we? Oh wait, yes we are. I think I've just rearranged my tier list by accident.
Oh.
Are you referring to the Garlic Jr. saga?
Garlic Jr. saga.
Here we go, dude. I definitely rearranged by I've been clicking and dragging to keep my muscles twitching. So I was like,
bro, thought I was calling the Perfect Cell saga of Valley or something.
No, I thought I was concerned, bro. I was like, wait a minute. All right, so Garlic Jr. Look, this is definitely talking about the anime arc, which I have not seen in about 70,000 years.
We watched that movie, and I was like, what? I was like, wait, where's this or where's that? Because I think a lot of what I have memories from the Garlic Jr. stuff is the actual saga from the series. And that isn't necessarily a positive thing. I mean, I'm hovering where I think it belongs.
Yeah, I'm hovering too. I'm putting this in D, bro. Yes. Where you got it?
Yeah,
it's going straight in D rank. Not very exciting. I'm just going off the movie and guessing that the anime will follow some suit. Like, I do remember they have it like it's actually, I think the anime might be a little better than the movie, because I think the locale is more interesting to me. Like, doesn't it take place on like the Lookout, like some of it?
I feel like it does. Yes. Yeah.
So the scenery to me is a little better than in the movie. But but D rank, bro. Who cares? Like literally, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't. In fact, I'm going to hate watching this. I think is just my biased opinion.
Dude, I actually really did think like, when we were going into it, I was actually re-listening to our podcast because when we did the pod over the movie, we recorded like a 10-minute section before we actually watched the movie, which I think we should do for every movie for sure. But we were both pretty excited to watch this movie, and we thought they were going to bring it. And then both of us were like talking about how it opened. Remember, it had the cold opening with Piccolo, and like it didn't do the typical where you hear the OST and the normal like Dragon Ball Z movie opening, and we were both like, yeah, this is gonna be gas. And then like
they were doing something.
They ruined that movie in the middle. I'm sorry, they just did. So based on dude, do you remember the Gohan sequence?
Yes, I do. I do.
Cool.
It was not great.
If any of that is here, dude, is there a tier belower than that? Because
well, think about this, Nano. If it is there, it's gonna be an episode instead of just 15 minutes. So think about that. Like that's gonna make it even better and more awesome to me. So D rank is a great home for this place because we don't have an F rank.
Yeah. I mean, I genuinely don't think. I don't think this changes. I do think that this will be cemented in D, and I don't think it moves even after we've watched it. If anything, might want to make it lower.
I think it will move, Neto, because if there's any other D ranks, I think this one's sliding down the D rank. And if later on we add an F rank, I think this one might be finding a new home there.
Oh man, dude, they're already dead, bro. Like, why are we beating a dead horse?
I don't know.
Man?
Hey, bro, just trying to get. If there's a Garlic Jr. fan out there, I respect it, I admire it, but I want their essay in the comments to be like, you know, I want the points written out on why you think Garlic Jr. is better, and I will openly take it into consideration.
I would love to see someone write an essay to you about why Garlic Jr. should move up higher. That would be amazing.
I would too, because my mind is open. I'm open to change, and also I haven't seen the anime, but I just don't think it will change. Is my fear.
So Trunks Saga, man. What are we feeling on that? I don't actually. So here's another thing too. I mean, obviously, you and I have been friends for a few years now, but I don't know if we've ever really talked about a lot of these sagas together. So I don't know where you're feeling on that.
Exactly.
Me specifically.
Oh,
I really like Trunks coming back. This is a moment that lives rent free in my head, bro. Like when I found out in Budokai that you could revive into Mecha Frieza, like that became one of my favorite games of all time, bro. And like the first time I got to do that to somebody and got to like, oh man, you got me. And they didn't know about the capsule that brought you back as Mecha Frieza, and that happened. Like it was one of the best moments. I mean, I remember it to this day. So, Trunks coming back. He's not the only Super Saiyan. Like, oh my god, dude! Like this shit was hype to me, bro. Like
the only thing I disagree with on Nano is I hate that Mecha Frieza thing. Because I was the kid that got tricked into thinking it was my win. But I love this. This is just cool, dude. Like this was the coolest entrance in the entire show, I think, and to this day. Like everything about it was cool. The thing that sticks out in my mind is when he gave King Cold his sword. To me, I was like, damn, this guy is cold. This guy is too cool. This guy is unreal.
Dude,
and
they wrote this character so like the entry.
It was
cheating,
was bro. So it cool. It's so cheating. He's so cool. Damn, it's another short one too. So this is like. Yes, I think it's really good.
Nice and him showing up. There's so many moments in my head that I remember just being so cool. Him catching the sword, with
the bat. Oh, dude, it was too cool. This is everything. Like, if any woman, I mean, not like I don't think key moments. Woman audience is super huge, but I'm thinking if any woman wants to know what guys think is cool, it's Trunks. Dude. Everything Trunks does is just the male power fantasy, dude. This is that arc perfected.
Okay, so
he shows up, he beats people's ass, gives them their weapon just to beat their ass, even because it's not the weapon that's doing it. And then he throws it in the air and catches it with his back turn and then like flicks his hair, dude. That was, bro, he's him. Like actually, Trunks is him.
So we're thinking A, right?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking at least A.
Okay.
I was debating on an S. I'm not even gonna lie.
So I was thinking S too, but I'm like, man, I don't. Like, it's so much an S. Now I will say, and
hold on. Are you? I gotta look something up. I gotta step outside.
Okay.
I gotta step outside because I have to remember if this is how I remember it or not.
While he steps outside, I will remind you guys that you should leave us a rating here on Spotify and on Apple Music or wherever you listen to the podcast, because it does help the podcast out. And if you're watching on YouTube, I would absolutely appreciate if you guys subscribe. We're getting really close to 20,000 subs on YouTube, and likes on the video. You know what? I wouldn't hate it. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting us.
Nano, I looked it up, bro. I appreciate you doing the plug while I looked it up, because I couldn't remember if my brain imagined this. But Trunks also has the best reaction to a key attack of all time. Like, they could have made it so he dodged it, bro. But he caught it with one hand. The sun from Frieza, like the supernova.
Oh, yes.
He catches it with one hand, and the camera pans. Can we please move it up, bro? Because that is crazy.
You want to put this in S.
He catches it and says, "Is that all you've got?" And walks it. He walks it out of the hole it created, bro. Or I can't remember. He's too cool, bro. He could have just dodged it, which is what I was trying to remember if he did.
I know that you and I were going to be so aligned on Trunks like this, but like,
and then, bro, hold on. I gotta gas it up. And then he also gives Goku one of his underrated coolest moments with the sword and the fingertip, bro.
Oh no, that was one of the things I was still thinking about. I was actually very sad. I don't think that is in Kakarot, and I was very, very sad that Kakarot did not cover that. Speaking of the Dragon Ball Z game, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, in case some of you guys aren't aware of what I mean, but yes, dude, I was so sad when that scene was not in that game, because that is one of the most like memorable scenes for me specifically. Like, God, dude,
it's so, honestly, this might be like, I glaze Raditz for setting everything up, but the Trunks saga might, if we're calling this a saga, this might be Dragon Ball Z perfected. Like, this is everything the meatheads love about Dragon Ball Z in like 30 minutes. You could boil it down to. It's too good.
Yeah, you're not wrong at all. Which brings us into the Android saga. I placed it in S. I'm assuming we're putting it in the bottom of S. Is that what we're doing?
I think Trunks saga bottom of S, yeah, because it's here for some, superficialish reasons. So
but isn't that most Dragon Ball Z anyway?
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I'm saying, like, the lore. It also does set up a lot of lore, by the way. This is an arc introducer.
It's a very pivotal. This is maybe for the next like 100 episodes. This is the most pivotal like few episodes that there is, for sure.
Yes. So yeah. Honestly, yeah, bottom of S. I'm feeling good on Trunks saga being bottom of S.
Man, dude, I'm looking at that Vegeta saga now that's in A, and I'm like, damn.
Bro, there's no way that's an S. There's no way.
No, I agree. It's too. Dude. We watched Launch and T. We watched T and stop waterfalls for 10 minutes. Okay, that's all I need to remember to put that in A. Okay, so Android saga.
Honestly, where are you feeling about this? Because I love the androids, Nano. I think I might hit the audience with a bit of a curveball here, though. Oh, but then
so, damn, dude.
This one's tough. This is the hardest one, I think.
I like the Android. So just for the listeners, just so you're aware, now that we're in sort of like Android / Cell,
they really breaking it down now.
So they have now broken down post Frieza into Trunks saga, Android saga, Imperfect Cell saga, Perfect Cell saga, and then Cell Game saga. So we post Namek, but pre Otherworld saga and anything to do with Boo, they've broken it down into 5 different sagas. So just to be aware, it is post being introduced to Trunks and him telling them all about the stuff, but also before Cell is a thing. So it's literally just that chunk of episodes thinking like Super Saiyan Vegeta versus 19, Super Saiyan Vegeta versus Android 18, all that to do with all of them. So for me, I at least would like to put this in A, but if you were thinking B, I could be persuaded, but I would want to put it above Ginyu for sure.
Ooh.
Like I like for me, like, dude.
I mean, the more I think, I thought, I'm not gonna lie, opening this, like when our eyes shifted over the Android saga, I immediately thought, my first thought, Nano, was C. Oh. I'm not gonna lie. I was too harsh, I think, because even though I don't like Dr. Gero and 19 that much, they had some cool set pieces. Yamcha getting pierced was pretty like crazy looking, And Vegeta got by far like one of his coolest moments, top 2 Vegeta moment of all time.
Yes.
I don't like the Goku heart virus stuff. I just think that's like especially stupid for Goku. But the Vegeta moment was pretty cool. Vegeta Super Saiyan was pretty cool.
I genuinely do think, so I'm looking up something just so I can be a little bit more knowledgeable on what the sagas are specifically. So the wiki, which is what I'm guessing they are basing these breakdowns on, the wiki is putting the Namek saga from episodes 36 to 67.
Damn.
So I definitely do think that when we're done with Namek Saga, we will for sure be okay with not having that as high as you originally wanted it. The
hater.
The Ginyu Saga is only episodes 68 through 74. So it's actually not as many episodes as I remembered. I actually was thinking it was a few more than that. And then the Trunks arc is literally only 7 episodes as well. So Trunks Saga is only episodes 118 through 125. And then they have the Android Saga from 126 to 139. So I actually do think that once we get to these, they're going to be, I mean, I think they might be pretty, okay, so.
I think they'll be pretty smooth experiences.
Okay, so the Frieza Saga is 32 episodes. So dang dude, it's gonna be such a good 32 episodes. I just know it.
He's looking forward to it.
I just know it.
Anything without that much buildup should be good.
So
man, that means Namek Saga's about to get eaten alive.
Yeah, I do think
is this a Kai? Are these Kai only memories? Whose memories are these?
Yeah, so just for reference for you, Dotto, the Kai version of this is only episode 17 through 31. So you experienced what is over 30 episodes for what we're about to watch in half the time.
Ooh, this could be pretty bad. But what if it's like sick filler? You know, it could be.
It could be,
and Namek Saga could still get saved.
That's the thing. It could end up being pretty sick filler because again,
it's gonna be training filler, dude.
It's
oh god.
Yeah, he's gonna get his bowl cut. But
oh god,
I just want
to. I'm being talked into it, bro. Can we move it down? Can we move this down?
Are you for real?
I think I don't want to regret anything when we come back 20 years from now. I think we should move it down below Ginyu.
I think it's a smart call. It went from being right next to Vegeta Saga to you want it to be beneath the Ginyu Saga.
Yes. Just because it's too big of a risk to leave it up there right now. It's too big. I
promise I wasn't doing that to like coerce you.
It's gonna be Goku training. No. I just believe that this is the right call now. I don't want to. I do
think there's a drastic difference between your Kai experience you're remembering and what we're about to experience.
Yeah, I don't want to remember Kai over, the original. So I think we should move it down preemptively.
Okay, so with that in mind, where are you thinking the Android Saga is? So again, Android Saga for reference are episodes 126 through 139. And I mean, that would include the introduction with Jiro, 19, and then also the 3 main androids. So
the reason I said this is also preemptive because I think we should give the Android Saga light A, like you were suggesting. I think there's enough cool moments with Vegeta specifically.
Yes, let's go.
And also they get they get some cool fights.
Hey, wait, say the thing. Say the 17 thing. Say it.
Okay, but you got to say the Vegeta thing, bro. Say it.
What's the Vegeta thing?
Bro, like his big line, bro. His big android line.
I actually don't even know what you're talking about. That's crazy.
What are you on about, bro? It's his moment.
What are you talking about?
Bro, do androids feel fear?
Oh, holy. Man.
Bro, that's his line, man.
Wow. Okay. I am a fraud, dude.
That was fraudulent behavior, bro. That literally was your thumbnail, man.
I know.
Well familiar with that thumbnail.
Man, dude, that thumbnail was, and for everyone listening and watching right now, I just what I thought was a cool idea was I've always seen people do first person and it's from Vegeta's eyes looking down and ripping off Android 19's arms, which is like a pretty cool moment, right? Especially drawn from first person. So I asked an artist, Strojam, to draw it from Android.
Very talented artist, by the way.
Yes, to draw it
Very
from Android
talented
19's perspective. So you're looking through Android 19's eyes and watching as Vegeta pulls your hands off. And basically what it ends up being is just a massive crotch shot of Vegeta.
It's just Vegeta cock, bro. Let's just call it what it is. The thumbnail is just you looking up at Vegeta's cock as he rips your arms off.
Ooh, shit.
It is one of my favorite Nanogenix thumbnails of all time.
When he hit me with that, I ended up changing it a few times when that video first went live for my Kakarot. I used it for my Kakarot playthrough for that moment, and I just I changed it and I went back to it. I was like, nah, this was what I had envisioned originally for this episode, so this is how it's gonna stay forever. So
it was like the series of thumbnails were good. He had like a Goku one where you were Frieza getting like punched.
Yes, getting punched. That one was sick.
Boo getting spirit stabbed, and then
Vegeta.
Just a face full of Vegeta cock.
Yeah,
dude, it was crazy. It was crazy. A wild time. Favorite of all time.
Okay, so Android Saga in low A, beneath Vegeta Saga. We're cool with that for real?
Yeah.
I mean, I personally do like that as well. Now that brings us to the Imperfect Cell Saga, which preemptively I'm thinking B. I do think though, I feel like you're gonna want it higher because this is a very similar sort of, I was gonna say aesthetic, but vibes to like early Namek Saga from what you were saying. Because again,
yeah, it's like, but it didn't work as well for me. Honestly, it kind of pisses me off because I think Piccolo is, I don't know.
Oh, this would include, because this is before he's perfect. Damn, so this would include the Final Flash moment, and this would also include.
Oh wow!
This would also include the damn dude. What is Piccolo's level 3 called that he does in Fighters?
Oh, Light Grenade.
Yeah, this is
I wasn't
also
even
his
thinking.
Light
This
Grenade.
would also, that means this also includes Piccolo versus 17.
Oh, this would be Piccolo versus 17.
This is kind of like weirdly stacked because honestly, I think like when I think of just Imperfect Cell, I think of like Piccolo letting himself get stabbed in the arm and not catching up to Cell. And honestly, Piccolo just pissed me off the entire time he was on screen. Krillin had a cool like interaction with Imperfect Cell, with like the plane and stuff in the anime. I remember.
Okay, well, but now that I've thrown the idea out there of Super Trunks and Super Vegeta, and like, I'm sorry, but you're gonna be hard to not let me put this in A.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Low
because
A though, low A.
Low A is fine with me because again, this has, through technicality, this has Piccolo versus 17, which is a really great fight.
Dude, yeah.
And this has Hellzone Grenade and Light Grenade, which is basically all Piccolo is to me.
When does 16 do his Hellzone
Hell Flash?
Yeah, is that this before Cell becomes perfect, or is that after Cell is perfect?
I think it's in this too. I don't know actually. What even is the Perfect Cell Saga?
Yeah, what is the Perfect Cell Saga?
Yeah. Wow. How are they breaking this down here? Now they're confusing me, bro.
Wait, this is also the Tien moment? Dude, the Imperfect Cell Saga is insane. Wait. Yeah, so Android 16 versus Cell is before he's perfect.
So what is the perfect, does Perfect Cell Saga mean like right before he becomes perfect, like the island stuff? Or does it mean like as soon as he becomes perfect?
Perfect Cell Saga is episodes 153 through 165.
Okay, hold on. Let me do some preliminary. This is a moment again. I know we're going into this somewhat blind, but again, some of these moments deserve.
No. Okay, Perfect Cell Saga is everything that we are now stating. Perfect Cell Saga is I was like, wait, because after all these moments is when the Cell games begin. So
yes, exactly. So I think this is why we need to do research, because Imperfect Cell Saga was about to get way too much credit, bro.
Yeah. So Super Vegeta, Super Trunks, the Tien moment,
even
Piccolo.
17 versus Cell. Yeah, I mean 17 versus Piccolo. Is that also in there? I
don't know actually. Hang on.
Oh, brother.
Okay, so Imperfect Cell Saga, I actually think we got a lower. That's the Piccolo fusing with Kami. That is Piccolo battling in Perfect Cell, which is what you're talking about, being pissed off about it.
Dude.
That is Piccolo versus Android 17, though. That is that moment. That moment is in Perfect Cell. So so that's also the Android 16 fight too.
Oh, I guess that does make sense because he has to absorb 17 to become semi-perfect.
Yes.
I guess I could have used logic to figure that one out.
So we have to split those out. So that is actually the 17 versus Piccolo fight, and of course the absorption of 17, but that is not the Vegeta moment that was making me want to put it so high.
That means all this has for me is 17. Cell being a somewhat cool character. Like, I do like him. I do like that he absorbs humans, but a lot of being pissed off at Piccolo, and then a cool fight. Oh god,
Are you feeling C for this, baby?
I'm kind of feeling C for this. I'm not gonna lie, bro. 17 versus Piccolo is a great, but I feel like it might be a rare standout moment for this part.
Yeah. And I think
because this also has a lot of them brushing off the time machine, being like, "What?
Yes.
What? There's a hole here. What?
Yeah.
And there's a bug car." It's so, I don't know why it annoyed me as a kid. I was like, yes, dude, we get it. So I will go C for this if you want to meet me there.
Yeah, I'm down. Okay, so this is the episode titles for this are 140. It starts with Seized with Fear, which I think is Future Trunks, Bulma, and Gohan fighting the pond. Yeah, and then the end is Say Goodbye 17, which is of course him becoming second form Cell. So I'm definitely down with just putting this in C. I do think when we're in this, it's gonna feel right and nice and C placement there. So Perfect Cell is pre-Cell games, but him becoming perfect. So this is them emerging from the hyperbolic time chamber and being Super Vegeta and Super Trunks. This is the Tien moment. This is Final Flash. This is all that build up to Cell games. This also would include Goku and Gohan training in the hyperbolic time chamber, which I personally enjoy as well. So you're speaking. What are you thinking for this, Nano? I don't know that I want to put this in S necessarily. I would agree. I don't want to go super high S. But in fact, I already have a very specific home for this one. I think right beneath Vegeta Saga is where I want. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. I agree. Let's just lock it in. That's pretty much exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, this is some of my favorite episodes. I don't know what it is, but I really do like Goku in the battle armor. I've always thought that was like a really cool aesthetic for him. It's cool. It's cool. So and so yeah, that training. What I want to know too is this the infamous? I feel like this probably includes the infamous episode of Krillin throwing the rock over at a sleeping Goku. It probably does, yeah. Because maybe that would kind of trickle into Cell games. Yeah, but I think when Cell games actually starts, there's almost no way that is in once Cell game starts, that is just the Cell games. Surely, right? Because the end that's what I would believe. Yes, the end of what they are calling the Cell Saga here are the Cell. Oh wait. No, because in the oh damn, this is actually pretty cool. So in the episode called the Cell Games, which is the final episode of the Cell Saga, it looks like Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 3rd grade, which is where he's all big and buff, and Future Trunks is fighting Cell. And then Cell powers up like Future Trunks, and when he gets like the sort of like bigavized version and stuff like that. So Cell games might actually have that, definitely does have the moment that we are talking about, because at the end of the Perfect Cell arc that they are structuring it here, Goku and Gohan are still in the hyperbolic time chamber training. So the moment we're speaking of actually probably would be a Cell games technical arc episode. Yeah, but still, that doesn't change anything for me. That doesn't change anything for me as well. That was just bonus. That was just interesting filler. I don't really need to look up Cell Games Saga. So I pretty much know. Yeah, I had a feeling you wouldn't have to look that one up. Yeah, this one lives rent free in my head now. Doto. Here we go, Nano. Go ahead. Okay, so you've been talking a lot about like build up and like setting up for what you feel are perfect like moments in the series. Yeah. To me, and I think to a lot of people, this is peak Dragon Ball. Like there are other like moments that maybe are more hype sometimes than like the peak of this, but overall, this might be my personal favorite arc in the entire series. So With that said, I would like to speak to the jury, speak to the commission office here, and see if we can put this at a nice high number 1S slot.
Now, this was the one I predicted that you would think would overthrow Frieza.
Yeah.
And honestly, I do own the Dragon boxes. I've gone back to watch these episodes specifically. And you know what, Nano? They're pretty damn good. I can't even lie. Gohan stealing the Sensu beans from Cell goes crazy. Gohan beating the Cell Juniors goes crazy. I do think Gohan and Goku, the Goku fight, carry this. So I don't know how it'll hold up with filler, but yeah, I can agree that this can take the number 1 spot. I think this was just it was really good payoff. Really good payoff.
No, I can't help but notice that we're not a bell here at all, man.
No. But another reason I'm okay with doing this, Nano, is I'm about to get pretty harsh. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we're getting another.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting another A for a while here.
I was thinking the same thing. I was kind of like, what I think it is, and when you talk to a lot of people, is that this run specifically from beginning until here is kind of
a lot of people
run
a lot of people, and I disagree with this take very heavily, but a lot of people would have loved if this was the end of Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Now, I disagree too.
I disagree.
Saga, but
honestly, I disagree on a purely fundamental logic based level. Like, I will always take more of what I like because you can pick and choose what you like and don't like. But if nothing exists, then you don't get that choice. But would it have been a compelling story that was really good? Yeah, you could have ended it here. Thematically, you could have. But I like that they didn't.
Oh, Doto.
What's that?
So I don't think this will change much, but I do want to throw this out here.
Go ahead.
Somehow this is 29 episodes.
Ooh.
So before,
it can't be that long.
So before the game, so it starts at episode 166, and the title episode of 175 is The Games Begin. So we have 166 through 174 that. Let me read you some titles here. What is the tournament? The Doomsday Broadcast, Meet Me in the Ring, No Worries Here, a girl named Lime, Memories of Gohan, A New Guardian, Dende's Dragon, and the Puzzle of General Tao.
Wait, what?
Are all apparently included in the Cell Games arc.
Oh my god, bro.
So how much do we want to wait everything past that? Because once the games begin, we've got games begin, losers fight first, Goku versus Cell, Cell's bag of tricks, no more rules, the fight is over, faith in a boy, Gohan's plea,
oh my god,
Android
look
explosion,
at this.
Cell Junior's attack, awakening. Dude, we gotta enjoy it over here. We gotta enjoy it.
We are giving a lot of weight to carry because the filler does sound atrocious, but once it starts, just going off episode titles, bro.
The Unstoppable Gohan, Cell's breakdown, A Hero's Farewell, Cell returns, the horror won't end, save the world, Goku's decision, one more wish, and free the future. I think once we get to the games begin, we are in a 20 episode run of pure bliss.
A pure hot streak. So I think we can keep it.
So I want to keep it.
This is gonna be a good conversation for when we come back. Maybe it'll slip, maybe it'll fall, maybe it won't.
I don't think it'll slip too much. I think it stays. At the lowest, it stays in S, and it goes behind Raditz Saga.
At the worst. Well, we'll just have to ask Nano and Doto in the future that have to record 9 episodes to make one podcast how they're feeling. But I mean that's a conversation for them to have, not us.
Yeah. We'll let them worry about it. Otherworld Saga, Doto,
Man, I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest. Probably C.
I was thinking C. It is not. It is not Garlic Jr. It is not Garlic Jr.
It's not Garlic Jr. It has Pycon, and Pycon's cool.
Yeah, there are some actually really cool moments in this that I remember specifically, and also fun little tidbit. Did you ever collect the Score Dragon Ball Z card? It was the Dragon Ball cards in the early 2000s. Did you ever collect those by chance?
I didn't collect those. I did see them though.
So I actually owned the entire set of the Otherworld Saga specifically. Because that
just the Otherworld Saga.
So that card set did break it down very similar to these sagas, like how we're doing it right here. And that one in particular I have every single card that was available from the Otherworld Saga set. So I'm mentioning all that. So I'm very familiar with at least the characters that we do see in here, because there's tons of just character cards from that arc specifically, because there are so many characters. But from an actual remembering it, I only really remember the Pycon and Goku fight. Like, I don't remember much more than that.
That's pretty much all I got too.
Do you remember Grand? I think, is it Grand Kai? Is that his name? Or
yeah, like the rock star one.
He's
chair
he's
of
cool.
A car, I guess.
But I think even with some of the fights, I could see some of this feeling like filler. Like, I think some of the fights will still have a lot of talking when they're in the ring, if I remember right, and like, it's just real. It's just pure. I mean, it's pure filler. None of this is in the manga, right? I don't think any bit of that is in the manga. So
I don't think so.
I'm cool with that being.
But it still has some fights. You know, it is a tournament.
And this is also where we get Super Saiyan Kaioken as well.
And that is cool.
And that's really cool. And I think Pycon is a cool character too. I'm glad he shows back up in Fusion Reborn. But
yeah, I thought, wish he would have been in Fighters.
Dude, Pycon would have been a really cool Fighters character, actually. Maybe one day when they make Super Dragon Ball Fighters in 2035, maybe he'll be in there.
Yeah, or maybe just 2025. Who knows? We could stack that.
Yeah, who knows, man? Budokai Tenkaichi 4 and Super Dragon Ball Fighters all in 1 year. That'd be so sick. Great.
I think this one's a fair C though.
Saiyaman Saga Dato.
I'm gonna say it again, bro. I think a C on this one.
It's just,
I mean, it's a little lackadaisical. It's not like anything's going on really. It's just kind of
okay.
It's just kind of nothing's happening. He's in high school. He's throwing baseballs.
Where in C do you want to go though? Do you want to put it like at the bottom behind Otherworld, or like in the middle of Otherworld and Imperfect? I don't want to put it above Imperfect. I will say
I don't either. I don't either. Honestly, I would have been fine putting it under Otherworld and not even thinking about it. But if you're forcing me to think about it, I don't remember Otherworld. That's the most important.
Yeah, Otherworld for me is definitely a bit of a blur. I just don't remember much at all about that
I
saga
guess we
all.
could put it in the middle to be safe.
Okay, because I do remember some stuff from this specifically.
Yeah.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't remember too many beats of Otherworld.
I think we're gonna be pretty bored in Great Saiyaman. I'm not gonna lie. He just goes to high school, unless there's like some interesting, funny high school drama.
Let me see other World Saga Dragon Ball Z. Let me see how many episodes is this anyway. This. Oh, it's only, this is so fast. It's only anime episodes 195 through 199.
Oh, bro, that has to go above Great Saiyaman then. There's no way Great Saiyaman is that brief.
Dang, dude, I bet that's actually going to be pretty good. I think that will unironically.
Yeah, I think we'll be enjoying Otherworld much more than Gohan Goes to High School.
Great Saiyaman Saga. Oh, it's not too bad either. It's episodes 200 through 209, so it's only 9 episodes.
Oh, that's not that bad.
That's actually not that bad.
That's not that bad.
I bet that will have some really enjoyable episodes. I actually
I wouldn't bet that.
You're probably right. It probably will.
I wouldn't bet money on that, but I would bet that it's going to be brief. And we'll have maybe there will be fun moments, I bet. Like, I liked when he played baseball and jumped to the moon to catch a ball. I thought that was funny.
Oh, yeah.
Don't remember the rest of the episode, though. No, I like it behind Otherworld. I'm good on that. What about World Tournament?
That's what I was sitting there doing some quick research on, just so I could see for myself. So this is anime episodes 210 through 219. So this is also pretty brief, thankfully. Pretty brief. I mean, this does have the Golden Warrior emerging again moment.
That was cool. This also does have the fun this has Vegeta breaking the machine and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Goten and Trunks being the Mighty Mask. I enjoyed that.
I mean, it depends on how high you value those moments. This is another moment where, honestly, a lot of the Majin Buu stuff really pisses me off because I feel like I hate when villains are easily avoidable, and this seems like a situation that could have easily been avoided.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hold that against the show too much. But where are you thinking with this? I guess the highest I'm willing to go is lowest of B.
Yeah, I was thinking lowest of B is
okay.
what
I can accept that. Again, it kind of spits in the face of Piccolo versus Android 17, but I gotta remember how much that stuff pisses me off.
It does bug me that we are placing this in front of Piccolo versus 17, but I do think
it's just there's a lot of annoying shit in that arc, man. It's so annoying.
Yeah, so I still have it pulled up, so let me read these episode titles off to you. So it's 13. Imperfect Cell is 13 episodes. Seized with Fear, The Reunion, Borrowed Powers. His Name is Cell. Oh God. So yeah, it's literally 4 episodes before we even probably really meet Cell. You probably meet him at the end of episode 142. Then it's Piccolo's Folly, which is probably the episode you're thinking of that you hate.
Yeah.
Laboratory Basement. Our hero awakes. Time Chamber. The monster is coming. He's here. Up to Piccolo. Silent Warrior. Say goodbye, 17. I don't know, man. Did we put Imperfect in B?
Ooh, do you want to switch World Tournament with Imperfect? I could do that.
Yeah, I think let's do that. I don't know. I think when we get, I think we're, yeah, World Tournament. Man,
I think dude. also fun little side quest. The episode you mentioned where they're in the lab. I think that was the first thing of Dragon Ball Z I ever saw.
That
was my first Dragon Ball Z episode of all time.
That's crazy, by the way. Okay, so that brings us to Majin Buu Saga.
I got some hot takes, Nano.
I
got some real hot takes.
Let me just get the audio listeners up to date. So currently in S tier, and this is ranked specifically in order. So Cell Game Saga, Frieza Saga, Raditz Saga, Trunks Saga. In A tier, we have Vegeta Saga, Perfect Cell Saga, Android Saga. In B tier, we have Captain Ginyu Saga, Namek Saga, and Perfect Cell Saga. C, we've got World Tournament Saga, Otherworld Saga, and Great Saiyaman Saga. And then in D, all by itself is Garlic Junior Saga.
Junior Saga.
I just wanted to refresh because we're down to the final 3 Dragon Ball Z arcs or sagas here specifically with Majin Buu Saga, Fusion Saga, and Kid Buu Saga. So Majin Buu Saga has a peak for me that is rarely touched in the entirety of this series, but it is also the total episode length for this is surprising. It's 232 through 253. So it is a surprising amount of episodes, but
I don't know. This is hard.
This is where
things get Majin Buu. Let's just say it. This is where things get a little spotty, bro.
Wait, I don't know though, because
hang on, spotty for me.
Let me read you these. Let me read you these titles real quick, okay?
Go ahead.
So 232 is Buu is hatched. 233 is the losses begin. So this is probably where like Gohan and them. Oh, it is, dude. It's Black Suit Gohan and Supreme Kai. Like, oh, dude, Goku talking to Vegeta. Oh, dude, wait a minute. The Terror of Mr. Buu, Mill Time, The Warrior's Decision, and then Final Atonement is quick. Final Atonement is quick. That's episode 237. Then Evil Lives On, and we find out Buu did not die from that. The Find the Dragon Balls Revival, Global Announcement, Learn to Fuse, The Z Sword, Race to Capsule Corp, Super Saiyan 3, Buu's Mutiny, The Fusion Dance, Goku's Time is Up, Return to Otherworld, Out from the Broken Sword, Gotenks is Born, Unlikely Friendship, and I Kill No More.
That was Fusion Saga?
That was just the Majin Buu Saga. I don't know, dude. I was originally thinking this would be kind of low, but then hearing how much happens in this one specifically, I'm like, damn.
I don't know. Where are you thinking then?
Well, I originally was probably thinking like C, because in my head I was just thinking it was just a couple, but this also would wait. World Tournament Saga doesn't include. Does World Tournament Saga include Majin Vegeta and Goku fighting? Because if it does, it's
surely not.
Hang on, we might have almost, because I don't see it in this list with this. So if World Tournament Saga includes their fight, then it's skyrocketing, brother.
Wow.
Okay, I think I know what happened here in the tier list that we're looking at. They don't have a Bobbity Saga. That's what it is. We're actually missing about 10 episodes here. Let's add that one really quick. Let's make Black Star Dragon Ball be our placement for Bobbity, because Bobbity Saga, I did feel like there was some stuff missing, because we got to go through them going to down into the area to fight Pui Pui and fight Yakan and like all of that. And Piccolo getting turned into stone by Deborah and the Deborah fights. Because I was like, I feel like there's a weird gap here missing. So World Tournament Saga is not Majin Vegeta. It is
okay.
It's pre Majin Vegeta. So Majin Vegeta happens in Majin Vegeta, and Goku and Vegeta fighting are actually in the Bobbity Saga specifically, which let's make that again be the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga icon for those watching. So World Tournament, I'm fine with keeping. Sorry, this has been so long-winded. I just wanted to make sure we didn't miss any episodes. So with the Babidi Saga in mind, that does include them fighting in the Babidi ship, and that's the Majin Vegeta versus Goku fights, all of that. Where do we want to put that?
Probably. I don't know. What do you think?
I thoroughly enjoy that. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's the fight as a child, dude. Getting to watch Goku and Vegeta fight again for the first time in 200 episodes was awesome. So
I agree.
And plus, that has some of the best choreography in the entirety of the show. That's something I go back to and rewatch semi-frequently because I love that. And plus, it's pretty concise too. Just for reference, Babidi Saga is literally just 220 through 231. So that is like a fairly concise, arc. And is some very fun stuff in my opinion. And that's Vegeta turning into Majin. That's Vegeta going to the World Tournament stage and doing his shenanigans. That's all of that. So
yeah, I like that. I'm okay with meeting that A, especially if it's that limited run. It also has again, the ship itself has some cool, that has my number one Vegeta moment. The 100 gravity. That's just too sick. It's too sick. So I'm okay with keeping that A. Did you want it in a specific place in A?
I'm okay with.
I think above androids.
You want to put it above androids? Okay, I'm cool with that.
Surely, yeah, surely. At least, I mean, come on.
Okay. So then that does leave us with just 3 left. So that is just Majin Buu Saga, Fusion Saga, and Kid Buu Saga. Which now that we've done the explanation, it's fairly straightforward. So Majin Buu Saga's highs are Final Atonement and Super Saiyan 3, and a little bit of Gotenks. But I do think there's going to be quite a few lows in this episode run as well. I personally am thinking this one is complicated as hell, dude. It has 2 of arguably the most hype moments of the entire series. I think when you talk to most general people about Dragon Ball, especially Z specifically, 2 moments that people always go to are Vegeta's Final Atonement and Super Saiyan 3. I mean, those are 2 of the most iconic episodes, period.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 is great.
You don't like Final Atonement?
I just think it's okay. I think it's all right moment. I don't like it as much as everybody else. I think it's up there. It's definitely iconic.
Shit, dude. What?
But for me, that's I might have revealed my cards that I think this is a B tier. I can't give Final Atonement that much, bro. I can't gas it up.
Okay, if we're doing that, okay. It has to be the literal top of B. It's above TV for me.
Okay, I can take that. I can take that just because of the iconic peaks.
Okay.
I think there's gonna be some valleys. That's what I remember. Majin Buu, especially because I don't like Majin Buu this version as a character. He just annoys me most of the time. So I think this saga is gonna have a lot of valleys for me, but we'll have to see when we go through the full thing.
I think it's gonna be a pretty good run, but I think this one will change when it's done. I think this is one of those that will change when we're said and done. I'm
looking forward to seeing the shift.
I hate that doesn't say Babidi Saga and says Black Star Dragon Ball Saga, because if someone just
in the visual aspect of this video, we'll just edit over that. We just probably shouldn't move it around too much.
Okay, we'll edit that so it doesn't get taken out of context. Somebody's gonna be like Black Star Dragon Ball Saga over all of these.
Once we place it, it'll fit right. It's gonna blend right in. It's gonna blend right in.
All right, so Fusion Saga. This one
has some cool moments. Again, that's the whole Majin Buu thing is peaks and valleys, dude. That's the whole theme.
So for me specifically, I mean, this is Vegito. This is Buhan, who has one of my favorite designs in the entirety of Dragon Ball. I love, dude. Buhan is so damn cool. This has the Gohan moment. Gohan coming back to fight Super Buu. This is quite literally one of my favorite runs of episodes in the whole anime.
That's what I'm saying is this one has a lot of peaks for me, and also I think a lot of the Gotenk stuff very slow for me, and also kind of annoying. But Gohan showing up and go fight you. No, I want to that's just sick, dude. That's sick. Vegito as well, also cool, but also a little annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I've actually very recently rewatched before Key Moments started, the Vegito versus Super Buu stuff.
Okay.
In the original run, and the Candy Vegito goes on for a little too long. I also think Vegito toys with Super Buu for a little too long. It's a lot of toying with him. Okay. So for me, it lowers it a bit. But I don't know what you want to do with this. That's the thing. I could see this being my personal top of B, like beating out the Majin Buu saga.
That's crazy. Okay.
This also makes me think, like, did we put Android Saga too high? Did we put Android Saga too high? Do we want to trade Majin Buu Saga out with Android Saga and then put Fusion Saga at top of B?
Yeah.
What are we thinking about that?
Yeah,
I think that's good.
Yeah. Dude, it's been hurting me on the inside to have Final Atonement be in B.
That's
but same thing. I guess same thing. You know, back when we started putting Vegeta Saga, which I think has some of the best. I do think once we are fighting the Saiyans and the Saiyans run through, Grade 8 Vegeta, I think that's going to be some of the best episodes of Dragon Ball period. But the lows are there, so I think the same thing here with Majin Buu Saga. But I'll be damned if Super Saiyan 3 and Final Atonement don't need at least be A, regardless of how much my drag them down. So yeah, I'm putting Majin Buu Saga at the bottom of A, Android Saga at the top of B.
But now we have to ask: do we want Android Saga ahead or?
I was going to say, and then Fusion Saga above them. I feel.
Oh, Fusion. Okay, I agree.
Just because, like, I did just look. Fusion Saga is a lot of episodes. I didn't realize how many episodes Fusion Saga is. 254 through 275, so it's 21 episodes. Ooh. There is no way that, and don't get me wrong, I do think Gohan, Gotenks, like. I like all of it, dude. This is the shit that I love about Dragon Ball here, bro. But here's the battle. Here we go. Battles featured: Mr. Satan versus Smitty and Van Zant. Good Boo versus Evil Boo is here. Base and Super Saiyan Gotenks versus Super Boo is here. Krillin versus Super Boo is here. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks versus Boo is here. Potential Unleashed Gohan versus Boo. Potential Unleashed Gohan versus Boo Tinks. Tien versus Super Boo. Gotenks absorbed. Goku Super Saiyan 3 versus Super Boost Gotenks absorbed. Goku SSJ2 Vegeta SSJ2 versus Buuhan. Vegeta versus Buuhan. Like there's a lot
like, that's good
here.
Stuff.
But then there's Goku and Vegeta versus Enzyme. Goku versus Roundworm. Vegeta versus Giant Roundworm. Goku versus the Gohan clone. Vegeta versus the Gotenks clone. And Goku and Vegeta versus Super Boo yet again when they bust out before we turn into Kid Buu. So
I'm okay leaving it.
I think leaving it. I don't know, dude. This is tough.
It's tough. I can see this going either way. Maybe you want the concise, more horror elements of Android over this. But I think I'm okay leaving it top of B just because of like Ultimate Gohan and Fusion and like general hype.
Yeah. No. Let's do it. Let's do it like that. I like that. So that brings us to the. What I consider final arc. They've got Peaceful World Saga here, which is
that's going in D. That's top of D. Who cares?
Like, you want to just put it there?
Yeah, let's just put Peaceful World top of D.
Okay. So
because it makes no difference.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the show always ended when they finished. Like that final Spirit Bomb with Super Saiyan. That's when the show ends to me. Like I know it's not technically the ending, but that's. And
I like Oob too. It's just that Oob doesn't necessarily really do anything. It's just.
Yeah. Well,
in fact,
I've never been the biggest fan of the end of Z. Actually.
Yeah, me neither. It kind of just ends like basic.
Yes.
As hell, honestly.
I've always hated this weird constraint, and when you do the discussions over Super, and you're like, well, Super is in that time gap, that we have to stick with that canonized ending of Z. I'm like, fuck the ending of Z. like let's just rewrite it, dude. Like, why do we have to stick here in this confined? Like, I've just never been the biggest fan of the end of the show. If anything, I wish the show would have just ended with that Spirit Bomb and Goku like waving at it. Like that would have been better to me than what they did with it. But that's neither here nor there. So, Kid Buu Saga. I love this.
Wow, really?
I do actually. I really do like this. But
wow.
You could sway me to not putting it too high, but
now one thing we've talked about filler a lot. I actually think the Kid Buu filler. Well, I honestly think it's filler. I think the stuff with him going back to like Otherworld to like fight people that are already dead was kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed that as a kid.
So for reference, this is only episodes 276 through 287. So it is literally only 11 episodes. That's it.
It's hard not to give it A then. I think. I mean, it
I
does have
feel-
like
I feel
big moment.
very
It has "You Are
confident.
Number One."
I feel very confident in giving this at least A for sure. Yeah, but
Where in A? though?
where in A, yeah, is very complicated.
I mean, it's got to beat out Majin Buu Saga for me, surely.
what?
I mean, come on, it's the end of the show, brother. It has the Super Spirit Bomb. It has
Okay.
"You Are Number One."
Well, then in that case, and I know we talked about not moving it too much, but in that
You want to
case,
move it?
I probably would put Bobbity Saga beneath this as well.
I would too.
I don't want to put this above Perfect Cell. I don't think.
I don't think so either. Because that has a lot.
Yeah.
That has a ton of stuff going on.
Wow. Is that where we're is that where we're leaving it? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I like the way our list worked out, Nano. Honestly, look at this. We've got I mean, let's run over it one more time for the audio listeners, but just for the visual, we've got like a nice, like the major 4 components of Dragon Ball Z. They take up a good chunk of these sagas up here. So I think it worked out.
Yeah. So for if you're just listening, our S rank hasn't changed since we just mentioned it. Nothing came back into S, and we kind of spooled that, and I was kind of on the same side with Dotto when he mentioned it. I didn't foresee anything going back in S. I do think for me specifically, there are moments. If
it's the moments, it would be completely different.
it would be so different, but you have to, remember some of these other things that bring it down. And I do think Cell Game Saga, if it wasn't for the fact that it has such a good, what I think will be really good run of episodes back to back to back, the fact that you've got that, I'm not a fan of the human filler in that arc. Actually bugged the shit out of me as a child. Like I hated
You hated it.
I hated this.
I didn't like the Gohan scaring Tao is pretty funny.
Okay, well I was meaning more like they just continually saying it's smoke and mirrors, and that might be a dub thing. Maybe that's not.
That's fucking horrible. I hated that.
Yeah, I could
now
not
you
stand.
pissed me off.
Like they're having like rocks and everything thrown at them, like they're within an inch of dying, and they're like, it's still smoke and mirrors, and I'm like, bro, stop, man.
That is gonna be very annoying.
But so anyway, so what we're saying is the definitive best arc of Dragon Ball Z is Cell Game Saga, which I fully am behind. Right next to it is Frieza Saga. Right next to that is Raditz Saga, and finishing out our S rank is Trunks Saga, which again, all of these are so good. I think Trunks and Raditz have the same thing going for them, is that they're short, sweet, concise, and they're just filled with too many good moments to not have an S. So that just makes sense. Our A rank starts with Vegeta Saga, then it goes to Perfect Cell, Kid Buu. I about said Black Star because that's what I'm looking at, but that's the Bobbity Saga, and then Majin Buu Saga. Then B rank starts with Fusion Saga, Android Saga, Ginyu Saga, Namek Saga, and Imperfect Cell Saga. C rank is World Tournament Saga, Otherworld Saga, Great Saiyaman Saga, and D rank is Peaceful World Saga, which is essentially the last 4 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and Garlic Jr. Saga. So
yeah, seems about right. And there's a huge gap between Peaceful World Saga and Garlic Jr. Saga.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, Peaceful World doesn't really have anything going on, and I like Oob.
And before we actually end up watching the Garlic Jr. Saga and loving the hell out of it or something.
So yeah, like it's actually like super hype and like well choreographed, and every episode has action. If that happens, wow. I mean, I'll be shocked, honestly. I will be shocked. But Nano, I quite like, we even got a little bell curve look. I mean, it's leaning more towards the top, but I mean, that's Dragon Ball. It's that good.
The Peaceful World Saga is literally 3 episodes, by the way. It's 288. Oh no, it's 4. 288, 289, 290, and 291. So it's literally just 4. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I just wanted to double check before I'm like, are we putting this in D? Yeah, we're putting it in D. But you're right, we did. We ended up having the bell curve like you were wanting, essentially. And that's
it's got a good look. That looks like a tier list to me. That's a tier list right there.
Great tier list. You know what else is great is you guys checking us out over on Patreon, becoming a key member. You can click the link down below in the description. Again, leave us a rating if you're on one of the podcast services. Definitely leave us a like and consider subscribing here on YouTube. Dotto,
I was staring into their soul again, Nano, because
you
already know it's the end of the episode again. Yes,
man.
I'm staring in.
You guys can click
hair,
right there's another pod you can click on if you're watching us on YouTube. Oh my gosh, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Oh.